Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you as always for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and today folks we are doing a new pick a card reading, and what we are looking at is what gifts are coming your way. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently this time. I am looking at 3 gifts that are coming your way, and each gift is going to be drawn from one of these decks. So one gift will be drawn from this deck, another one from the second deck, and the third gift from the third deck, and not necessarily in the order that we're seeing here in this introduction. This is the Mystical Lenormand deck. This is my own Silhouettes deck, and this one is Titania Hardy's deck, the fortune cards. And they're all linked in the description box if you're interested in purchasing your own copy of the decks. So what I will do is 3 different readings. In each of the readings, there are 3 gifts coming your way. So the first reading is reading number 1, the second one is number 2, and the third is number 3. So maybe pause for a second and think about which reading you want to do, number 1, 2, or 3, and you will find the timestamps in the description box. And I will see you in your reading. Okay, reading number 1. Let us look into what is the first gift that is coming your way, and I'll be drawing a line of 7, starting with the very interesting Mystical Lenormand deck. You'll see as I draw a line of 7, actually, I'm going to deal out a line of 7 for your first gift coming your way. Okay, looking at this line of 7, first reading group, I am really seeing a lot of job and work and money-related cards. We've got the Tower, the Fox, and the Fish here. So the Tower is associated with a corporation and business environments, by association with tall buildings and things like that, and also with that sense of authority. The Fox is very much associated with work and employment, and the Fish is the card of money. So these 3 cards really help set the theme for this line. Now we also have the very beautiful Child, which points to a new beginning, and we have the Cross and Rider here, which points to a new direction, a very important one that is opening up for you. Now we do have the Whip, which is a challenging card, and it is figuring between the Fox and Fish. So this really changes a little bit the energies that are happening, at least on this side of the line. And the Whip is generally a challenging card. So there can be some changes that you make, and more aggressive changes that you make in your work environment, in your work life, and in the affairs in your life that are related to how you make money or your income. So what I am seeing here for you, the gift that is coming your way, the first gift that is coming your way is a new opportunity. We have the Rider and Child, and the Cross here can point to an important chapter opening up for you. This can be a big one. We do have the Cross and Tower, and both of these cards are destiny-related cards. They tend to indicate this idea of inner guidance and mysterious guidance, or guidance from the universe and such ideas. And so it really tells us that you could feel like it's time to make a change. This can be some kind of redirection for you. The Knight is a card of news and a messenger, and it tends to represent someone helpful. And with the Child and Tower here, I really feel that you could be in for a new work opportunity, or a new project, or a new source of income that is coming your way. Now, the thing about the Whip between the Fox and Fish is that this new beginning here probably entails a change that comes with a bit of a challenge. But what I do like about the Whip is that it's a pretty strong, energetic card. So you will have the strength and the energy to make the changes that you need to make. On another sense, or on another level, when I see the Whip and Fish, I really see expenses and challenges with regards to money, and probably with regards to work. But what I think you're able to do, the gift that comes your way thanks to these beautiful cards here, is that you're able to make a change. You have either new income or a new opportunity that helps you overcome these challenges, or this new beginning helps you break away from the current situation for something better. Now, the tower that is in the middle here can point to the idea of time and the long term. So you could be in for an important chapter that is going to unfold over a longer period of time ahead. But it's also possible that it can be a bit of time before you're able to make this change and before this new opportunity comes. So the tower can slow things down a little bit, or really just remind you to stay in tune with your higher self and your sense of wisdom. So your first gift is a new opportunity, a new project, and a new source of income, and the ability to break out of your current situation in order to embrace this new chapter. I also think this gift comes with a bit of a deeper element at play here. It seems to point to like your life destiny, your path in life. And so the gift also comes with that sense of guidance that is very clear in the cards. So a new opportunity is your first gift here coming through the mystical Lenormand deck. Let's do another line of 7. For your second gift here, what is the second gift that is coming your way? Let's see. Okay. Very interesting card. So I'm seeing a similar indication here, mainly because of the moon. The moon is a card of offers. It is also honors. I like this. And the bear. The bear is a card of authority. And we also have the tower here. The snake is probably a bit of envy. And with the clouds here, there can be people. That's interesting. I'm seeing a bit of rivalry coming your way, but the gift is the moon, really. Really the moon. Your ability to disarm envy, your ability to disarm someone who might be trying to compete with you, to be your rival, to get to you. I really don't think they get to you. I think you have here the gift of protection. This is the gift of protection, and it's really nice to see the tower again. The tower, like I said, had that protective guidance kind of element at play, and we see through the clouds, bear, and snake that there is probably some envy, someone trying to compete with you. And what's really nice is the mountain, quite interestingly enough, because I know if you've spent time on my channel, you know that the mountain is a card of obstacles, and next to a challenging card like the clouds, it can mean that it adds to the obstacles represented by the mountain. But actually, the way I'm seeing the mountain with the moon is that you are like, you don't give them access. Do you see what I mean? They're not able to access you. They want to try to get you. They want to try to compete with you, but it's not working. You have the gift of protection, and I also think you have the gift of distance. Like you're able to distance yourself, to be completely neutral about the stuff that's going on here. So I think this is really interesting, and it's really powerful. And the tower also has that sense of just being away. It tends to be associated with solitude, and so does the mountain at times. And so I feel that, you know, with the moon, which is a really gentle and peaceful card, you know, it's like, you know, they're trying hard, and, you know, they're all frustrated trying to compete with you, but you have the gift of centeredness and neutrality. And I would also say even compassion, because of the heart, and kindness, you know, so you are really able to take the teeth and the bite out of anyone or anything that is trying to get to you. This is definitely a gift, probably an enviable gift for you, group 1, you know, like really being at peace, the eye of the storm, at peace in the face of some, I would think some pretty crappy people here, jealous and envious and trying to compete and this sense of rivalry, but they're not, they're not able to get to you. You're just feeling too good about it all for this to get to you. I also think that you get the honors. So the moon is a really interesting card. It has several layers. It's not only about that sense of, being at peace and calm, and this kindness that's associated with the moon. It's also a very intuitive card. And it's also a card of receiving honors and appreciation and recognition. And when I see this with the bear, the mountain, the tower, we're seeing these peaks, these high levels. The bear is maybe not obviously a high level kind of card like the mountain and tower, but it's associated with strength and power. So it tends to be a card of managers, authority, influence. So we see here with the moon, especially the moon being in the middle of the line, that you receive the gift of honors and appreciation. So people have seen how much effort you've put into this, how much work you've done. I think they also see your strength and your commitment, and probably also a bit of sweat and a bit of challenge here, but you're the one who gets the honors. And the snake continues to be here in this sense, a bit of an envious card. So yeah, some people are gonna probably feel a bit envious that you've gotten the recognition, you've gotten the award, or you've gotten that appreciation and that honor. So very, very beautiful cards. I would also say that maybe a piece of advice coming through the snake is a sense of discretion. So maybe not necessarily sharing what's happening with you in the context of this appreciation with, anyone. Just keep it calm, maybe keep it under your hat for a while. And the tower and heart is really some happiness over the long term. So I feel this is success, elevation, awards, appreciation, and appreciation coming from people, from the right people. Let's put it this way, from the people at the top. And yes, there's a bit of envy, but, stay focused on being heart-centered and focus on your long-term good. And be discreet about it. I'm not saying, you have to share with people who don't share your enthusiasm for yourself, for your goals, and also a good idea is to be diplomatic around people in authority and people in certain positions. This actually inspires me to read the cards in yet another way, and that is that you will have the gift, I like this, you will have the gift of being able to charm the birds of the trees. You'll be able to get what you want by being diplomatic, by going in a roundabout way, by saying the right things, by managing people the right way. And we see with the heart at the end of the line here that you get what you want. Definitely the moon and snake, they're very calm, easygoing cards. So in this sense, maybe there is someone who has been tough, difficult to get through, but with your diplomacy and your kindness, which is a gift that could also be coming through this line, you are going to get what you want. This is fun. So some very beautiful cards here. Let's look at the third gift that is coming your way. And we are using the Silhouettes deck for this. Let's see what is coming through. Some very interesting cards. Obviously, the Scythe and Whip should stand out for you as some pretty aggressive cards, but I am seeing a strong message of news through the bird letter, and with the Scythe, this can be a very sudden piece of news or the green light or some information that comes through that you need to act on. Very clear, the Scythe and Whip are about breaking out, breaking through, and also being loud. But really the Star, this card is a wish fulfillment card. This is a card of healing, alignment, inspiration, aspirations, and getting what you want. Basically, the wish fulfillment card of the deck. And I'm seeing the bear and dog here. So this can be someone of influence, or an important friend, or a powerful friend, or a very supportive friend. So the gift that comes your way is definitely the gift of news. And I would also say the gift of the green light, of getting the okay. But the star in and of itself can also answer to this, right? Because it clearly suggests that you get the gift of wish fulfillment. Something that you want comes through, and it comes through this news here that comes suddenly, and you are able to break through and embrace this news, or embrace the green light, or this momentum that comes through these very quick and powerful cards. Now, the whip is a challenging card, and we have it in your first line. And with the scythe here, it can be a combination of danger, of risk, and of arguments and challenges, and you know, the typical stuff that's associated with the whip and scythe. But the star is a healing card. So in the case that the scythe and whip present a challenge, and probably a serious one, we have a very beautiful rest of the line here, and this brings the gift of healing. And with the bear and dog, we have support. So actually there's quite a few gifts coming through this line, or depending on the interpretation that you're resonating most with, it can apply. So we have the news that comes through, breaks through, gives you the green light, the ability to break out, landing a wish, healing, and powerful friend or supportive friend, or support from a friend. So these cards, unlike the first line, they don't really tell us what area this is happening in. And same with the second line, actually. So these events here, the news, the breaking out, possibly the obstacle, or possibly even a confrontation, and the healing that comes through, can figure in any context of your life. It can be at work, in your personal life, at home, family, wherever. But the idea is that there is some kind of breaking out that leads to healing. I'm also thinking that it seems like something had to be said that wasn't said, and that now is said. You know, we see the scythe here that breaks open the communication cards. So something is talked about, and it probably leads to some kind of conflict or an argument. But when we look at the rest of the line, it is a really welcome set of cards. This leads to healing, and the bear and dog sort of reestablishes the relationship. So actually, I feel that another way we can read this line is in terms of a gift of liberation, the gift of being able to speak one's mind, or bring something out into the open so that it is dealt with. And look at the promise of these cards: healing and a strengthening relationship as a result. Now that's a gift. That is a nice, real, beautiful gift. You know, the gift of honesty. Yes, the scythe and whip can suggest a bit of a hurtful episode, or maybe a difficult exchange of words. But it looks like it's important for this to come out because of the beautiful healing that can ensue here. I am seeing the gift of honesty, the gift of a conversation that liberates something and your souls and your feelings, and brings healing, and on top of that, a strengthening relationship. So really, these are some beautiful cards. I never get used to how well Lenormand can speak. And if you're interested in this method, you might know that I offer one of the only end-to-end programs that teaches this method. Everything is in the description box. I have a whole lot of resources and small and large programs for you to check out. I never tire of how well these cards express and on top of that, they really offer quite a bit of wisdom. So some beautiful gifts for you in this first reading. And the first gift was in relation to a new opportunity with regards to your material life, your practical life, work and money, your ability to rectify some material challenges, work and money challenges through a very important chapter that seems to be unfolding here. The second gift was awesome. It's like rivals and competition and the envious are not getting to you because you have the gift of inner peace and inner wisdom. And we also saw that you could get honors, appreciation from the right people. And also another possibility is that you have the gift of diplomacy and tact and you're able to charm the birds off the trees. And in the third gift that we saw for you, we see the gift of honesty, of liberation, of getting something off your chest, having an important, possibly a tough conversation, yes, but one that leads to beautiful healing and on top of that, a strengthening relationship. So these are some really beautiful gifts for you in this first reading. I am really looking forward to your thoughts about this. Please leave me some comments about how you enjoyed this reading or this approach or this style of reading. I haven't done this before, but I like it actually. I think I might do it for maybe for a few more times in different pick-a-cards. But again, let me know your thoughts. I am looking forward to them. And like I said, I have a whole lot of links in the description box for you to explore private readings and learning the practice. And also the card decks are linked for you to purchase them if you're interested. So thanks again for tuning in. Take very good care of yourself. Thank you so much for your time again, and I'm looking forward to our next reading together. Here we are in reading number 2, and we are starting with the first gift that is coming your way. And for this first gift, I am using Titania's Fortune cards, and I am going to draw a line of 7. In fact, I'll be drawing lines of 7 with each of the decks. So let's go ahead and deal out your first line here and see what is the first gift that is coming your way. Okay, here is your first line for your first gift, and I have to say these are some really interesting cards, and I think they are clearly point to a welcome ending. We have the whip, the scythe, and the coffin. So these are some pretty final cards to see. Yes, they are not immediately adjacent to each other, but it is not a very long line. It's just 7 cards, and we have the scythe in the central position here, and we have the coffin at the end. So the central position, the first card, the end cards, they tend to stand out as positions in a line, and it's very clear that an ending is in view. Now, I would have suggested that this is challenging, but because the line starts off with the beautiful star, which is the card of wish fulfillment, it's like, finally, finally, you have the gift of release and relief, and you can let this go and you can move on from this situation. And I think that this situation has to do with this man here. He has 2 challenging cards, actually 2 of the most challenging cards nearby. And we see that after this challenging episode here, we have the key, fish, and the coffin. Now, the fish card is the card of money typically, so this can be in the context of work, but it can also be, more broadly speaking, about ambitions or your hopes, or sometimes even dreams. But what's key here is that you can finally move on from this situation. You can finally move on from this person here. Now, if this were in the context of work, for example, I think that you get an opportunity or the dream job, I would say, or the dream opportunity, and you break it off with this person here who might be your boss, your colleague, or whatever format your work takes, your partner or whatever. You're able to move on from the situation with this, around this man or with this man, and you're able to embrace a new job, which leads to this ending that we are seeing here. So because the line wraps up with the coffin, the focus is really on the ending. And on top of that, we have the scythe in the middle. So the focus is on that sense of freedom and the sense of being able to release yourself from what seems to be a pretty stressful and burdensome situation. And the beautiful star and the beautiful key, they are both solution cards. The key is very much about solutions and figuring things out. And the star is very much about healing and wish fulfillment. And with the fish here, we are seeing this opportunity through the key and fish, and we are seeing the ending through the fish and coffin. So, you know, it's really nice to see these. They're not directly adjacent to each other, but they're still pretty close. So the energies are really all over this line. This is like bringing something to a close, closing something off, and also opening the opportunity. But like I said, the line is focused on the ending and not so much the beginning that comes in the back of that. So the first gift that comes your way is a gift of freedom and release and the ability to bring something to a head, or perhaps you have an opportunity that enables you to bring something to a close and move on from it. Now, I did say that the fish suggests that this could be about work, money, your practical life, but it doesn't have to be. This can be a straight up relationship spread because of the man, and the man is very much a card of relationships, like the woman. You could be the man, the other person could be the man, it's fine. So in the context of a relationship, even if it's not an intimate relationship, there is again that sense of liberation. Obviously in a personal relationship, these two cards, along with this one, will most probably indicate some kind of breakup, a break-off, or separation and an ending. I do think that another gift that comes through this line is a gift of clarity. The star and the key are light cards. You know, they bring light, they bring understanding, especially the key because of its association with intelligence, and the star because of its association with faith and inspiration and that sense of highness. So I feel that this relief isn't just something happening, you know, in life in a practical way, but I feel that it is also happening a bit more deeply, where you feel that you are really ready to release and you have clarity. And I think also you're at peace about this. And in fact, I think you maybe can't really wait to get this out of the way, to get this over with, and to move on to something else. So very clearly from this line, there is, yes, an opportunity that comes your way. It can be an opportunity in relation to work or perhaps other ambitions. But the focus of this line is on being able to free yourself from what seems to have been a burdensome or a challenging situation and bring it to a close. So very much a line of liberation, of healing and freedom and release. And I really feel that it has a deeper level where you really feel that you've disconnected from a negative energy, or that you've released yourself from something holding you back in order to move on. And there is very much a gift of closure as well, thanks to the coffin at the end of the line. So maybe something comes up with this man. You know, the whip can be associated with an argument or a conflict, especially when there's a person here. And what this does is that it enlightens you, it brings things out into the open, it gives you clarity and understanding, and based on that you have closure. So very powerful, I would say, and very much a gift. I mean, sometimes we feel that we can't let go of something unless we have that understanding of, you know, what happened or what was that about. So very much a gift of closure, a gift of liberation, and a gift of healing and freedom. Yes, there is an opportunity that is ahead, but again, the focus of the line is on the ending part of this energy. So very powerful, and I hope you embrace that. Let's move on to the second gift, that is coming your way. The second gift coming your way, I am going to also do a line of 7, and this is the Silhouettes deck, and I got the mouse just picking it up there. The mouse is a little bit challenging. I'm thinking of these, you know, like letting go of things that drag you down, you know, just releasing negative energy. So let's see what these next 7 cards bring you as a gift. Oh, wow. Look at these cards. The star is right in the middle here. And we have a key on top of the key, same exact position. So the star and key and the book. Oh, I like that. You know, that is another, this is definitely, these 3 cards are definitely about enlightenment. And the moon is also pretty nice. It's not the sun for the enlightenment element, but it's pretty powerful. And the moon is very much a card of intuition, inner guidance. And with the book here, it is more about the mysteries. So looking at these 4 cards here, I mean, it's hard to miss. First of all, that you get the gift of a wish materializing. The star is right in the middle. You also get the gift of understanding and probably even the gift of enlightenment. So really like an aha moment, a breakthrough, an opening, a figuring out. The book and key together is also about solving a problem or solving a riddle, figuring something out. And the moon and book is pretty much about knowledge, understanding. But really what I feel these cards are bringing when we see them all together is a sense of depth. You know, this isn't just like superficial knowledge or, you know, something. It seems to be like something is being brought out, like there is an opening here. There is a sense of enlightenment, a sense of understanding. And this is on top of the wish card here, figuring right in the middle of the line for you. Now, backing up to the beginning of the line, this is interesting. The snake and anchor, I take the snake and anchor to mean giving matters a second chance. So the snake tends to leave, you know, it sort of swivels away and it goes after what it wants. But with the anchor, it's more about staying with something, and so you're inclined to let something go or give up on something. But with the anchor, the pair is encouraged you to stick with it and to give it another chance. The bear and anchor have energies in common. The bear and anchor are both strong, solid, powerful cards. They can be a bit stubborn. You know, they really stand strongly. So with the snake at the outset here, you have the gift of giving it another chance, and it's certainly advice to give it more time or to spend more time on this, to give it more of your attention and effort because it pays off. So the payoff is at hand. Just give it another chance. Stick with it a while longer. And I would even say, you know, stretching this a little bit, I would say don't give up until you see the results, and the results will come. You will see them. So this is very much a beautiful wish fulfillment line. Wishes are ahead. You are going to achieve what you want. I want you to stick with it longer. Make up your mind that you are going to succeed at this, and wow, you will. The bear is also a card of bosses and authorities. And I'm not reading this as a tableau, but you know, it's interesting that the key is on the key and the man is on top of the bear to represent some kind of person here. But regardless, we can still interpret the bear as someone in authority. And the thing about the snake and anchor is, well, with the bear is first, you want to respect the chain of command, but also you want to be diplomatic with someone who seems to be in a position of power, someone you probably need for something. But what's really nice is that, you know, when you're able to communicate effectively and be diplomatic and discreet, and you're also persistent in a gentle way because of the snake, then we see this beautiful rest of the line unfolding here. I would also say that apart from this enlightenment, which is a very high level way of interpreting the cards, there is also the gift of knowledge. And I would even push it to say possibly the gift of secrets. So you become, like, you gain understanding of something that might be esoteric or, you know, hidden, or something that is reserved for certain people. It's almost like an initiation into secrets, you know? Do you see what I mean? So I have to say that that is also a possibility of reading these cards when we stretch them a little bit down this interpretation. The second gift is clearly a wish fulfillment, the ability to give it more time, the faith that comes through persistence and patience, and knowledge and enlightenment are on the other side of this. One more way we can read these lines is that you get the gift of honors, awards, and appreciation. Both the star and moon have to do with that sense of fame. There is that sense of honors that come your way. So you could be shining like a star, you know, and with the bear and key, it's like, you know, you get the award, like you win in a very plain way. So this can also be a major gift coming your way, the gift of winning. And of course, this ties into this wish fulfillment, a strong element that is obvious right from the star in the middle here. Give it time, be persistent. Really, this advice is coming very clearly through the first part of the line, and you will see the rewards materialize, the wishes being fulfilled, winning, figuring it out, and maybe even a degree of enlightenment. Beautiful cards. Let's see what is the third gift that is coming your way. Third gift coming your way. So this is the Mystical Lenormand deck. Very interesting deck. It's also linked in the description box. All right, let's deal out these cards. I'm seeing a new relationship. I'm seeing a new relationship coming for you. We have the man again. We have the heart. The lily. This is the lily in the Mystical Lenormand deck. They're sort of here. The lily in relationships tends to point to something a little bit more serious. This is beyond the day-to-day. This can be a long-term relationship. The cross is also important. It brings into the picture deeper life lessons, matters of destiny, things that are meant to be. And the Garden and Child is a new place. But I also think that because of the man here, it can be in your relationship. We also have the ring. That's another one of those interesting Mystical Lenormand deck cards where the ring is just a tiny thing here. And it's a bird that's bringing the ring through the window. So it's such a beautiful metaphor of, you know, a bird bringing you this lovely message of a relationship. When we see the ring and heart together, it points to the idea of a deepening love relationship. So yes, we can interpret the cards in any context, but these two cards really tend to focus the theme on a love, intimate relationship. And on top of that, we have the man. So it's hard not to see it this way. You are in for a relationship. That's the third gift of a relationship. Lily and cross brings it really makes this relationship important. This can be a big deal. This can be the one. This can be a soulmate type of connection. And some people will read as well as a past life connection. And then the guardian and child is a new place, a new space, a new opportunity. It can be that you spend time together, or perhaps you think of living together, or perhaps you are creating like a space and a structure around the relationship. It's interesting that we have the child at the end of the line and the relationship at the beginning of the line, but I don't think it affects the reading because the cards are so positive. Like if it were a challenging set of cards, I would have read this as maybe a relationship that ends and then a new one comes into the picture. But in this case, we can sort of take the line together as opposed to a sequence of events. And we are seeing an important new relationship that has a deep connection unfolding here. It does look like it's in the earlier steps. If this is already underway, then you might feel that this can become something serious. So very straightforward, I would say. Very clear through these three cards, especially that there is a new relationship in the making. And the child, of course, clarifies the fact that it is new, not that it is an existing relationship. What could also be new, in case this is an existing relationship, is the new level of depth that this relationship is heading into. It feels like now it's getting serious and it's getting real, and you're thinking about, like your life together. The lily is the card of life and life path, and it has to do with a longer term. In relationships, it's about a lifelong kind of partnership where, people age together and things like that. So it's right in the middle here of your line. So it really focuses on the depth and importance and seriousness of the relationship, or at least the potential that it has. And the cross adds to that. And the guardian and child really points to this new beginning that is being nurtured. It's definitely a good combination for dating, spending time together, maybe exploring places together. If you're looking to live together or to, buy a house or do things like that together, you could be exploring people, places together where this relationship can grow and maybe turn into a family, because that usually happens when people are looking for, like a stable environment where they can create this foundation for their life. But the focus on love is very clear in the cards. This is definitely a gift of love, and mainly I would say the gift of a deepening connection. Now, I think this is mainly about intimate relationship. If for any reason, or for you specifically, you don't feel this is what is resonating, it is possible to read the cards in terms of career, because the lily is the card of career as well. So in this sense, we see the ring, man, and heart as a proposal or an offer, and this leads you to a new opportunity and most probably a new work environment, because we have the garden. And this too, it remains an important change, an important opportunity for you. This can be a work environment or an opportunity that adds more deeply to your career and your life path. So it is possible to read the cards in this way as well. And more broadly, or I would say most broadly, this can be a new chapter in your life. And you could be looking at new environments, new social networks. You are looking at making new connections. If it isn't about love and relationships, if it's more about, your sense of like your social life, then you could be making changes in your social life. I feel in this sense, you could be maturing and outgrowing a certain kind of people or a certain environment, and you're ready to make a change and you're ready to connect with different types of people. So that could be also a bit of a life change. But I think the first interpretation is the most powerful one, and I think it bodes really, really well. overall. And again, I'm not reading these cards like a tableau, but we've got the man twice, we've got the key twice. So relationships are part of the gifts, they're involved with the gifts that are coming your way. We also have the ring, heart, and garden. These are very social cards. And we have release cards, that these were very powerful in the first line, and wish fulfillment right in the middle one. And also the star in here as well, so 2 stars. So these are some very beautiful gifts coming your way, reading number 2. The first gift was very clearly a gift of release. And the second gift was the gift of wish fulfillment, but also potentially enlightenment and sticking with it until we see the beautiful results. And the third gift is the gift of a new relationship. Now notice that these 2 lines have a lot of overlapping themes. So I wonder if for you folks reading number 2, you have the gift of releasing a relationship and embracing a new one. It's right in the cards. I can't dismiss that as a very strong possibility, at least for some of you. So let me know how you enjoyed this reading. I am really looking forward to your comments. I haven't done this before. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I think I want to do it in other pick-a-card readings. And I never tire of how wonderful Lenormand comes out. The messages that it delivers are just amazing. If you're interested in this practice, you might know that I offer one of the only programs that covers this practice in a comprehensive way. I also have a whole lot of other resources for you to check out. And of course, I offer private readings. All the links are in the description box, so be sure to check them out. And the different decks are also linked. So again, I'm really looking forward to your comments. I hope you enjoyed this. Looking forward to your feedback. And until we meet again, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next reading together. Until then, take very good care of yourself. Okay, here we are with reading number 3, and we are looking at what gifts are coming your way. And the first gift we are going to uncover for you is with Titania's fortune cards. I am going to draw a line of 7, as I have with the other readings. It's really welcome for this question. It's working really well. And of course, my deck is shuffled between readings, just shuffling a little bit more. And we're ready to deal out this line of 7. Okay, look at these cards. So the message that jumps out for me is a return. The flowers is the card of things returning, renewal, re-engagement. Because it's associated with spring, there is this idea of coming back after the winter. So seeing it in the middle of the line immediately tells me that you are in for the return of something or someone, and possibly someone because of the heart and rider. Now the line starts off with the scythe. The scythe would normally be associated with separations, severance, and breakoffs, but it's also the card of things being sudden. And when we see it with the key and rider, you will get unexpected news that someone or something is coming back. The rider is also a messenger card. So this can be feedback, like you get a response, you get an answer back. And obviously with the beautiful flowers, which is not only about return and renewal, but it's also an all-around success and joy and optimism card. It also delivers on wishes. This is the feedback that you've been wanting to hear. So I would take this as positive feedback and acceptance, the news that you want, the news that gives you the okay to move forward, and the idea of someone returning. So a beautiful set of cards here. The key and scythe is also a combination of breakthrough. So this is something like an aha moment, or like a moment of brilliance, or a sense of maybe even flashing insights, some enlightenment is also possible with these cards. And taking these 4 together, you are going to get the answer that you want, the feedback that you want, the news that gives you the okay, the go ahead, and someone who comes back. Now the cross, anchor, and heart, the rest of the line is also a very positive message here. The cross is about life lessons, destiny, deeper things going on in life. And the anchor is a solid card, very nice to see with the heart because it points to trust. So with the cross, and especially the flowers that makes the cross, it lightens the cross a little bit because the cross can be a bit heavy and it can be a bit burdensome, and sometimes it even points to challenges and obligations and duties. You know, that sense that weighs on you, like bearing one's cross, quite literally. But the flowers lightens it up a little bit, and it tells us that you will first generally land on what you want. So the heart and anchor is very much about having what you want and also feeling good about what you have. And with the cross, it is something deeper and important. And I feel that there's also a sense of being aligned with your purpose, with your life. I think gratitude, feeling blessed can also come into the picture. When it comes to relationships, the line flows really logically and coherently. We see the return of someone and like the reestablishment of the relationship. With the anchor and heart, this is about trust. I would also say there's mutual feelings, and the cross really points to the importance of this relationship and really feel that there's a strong connection here. This is definitely meant to be. So when it comes to relationships, the cards in this line of 7 brings you the gift of the return of someone and the renewal in the relationship. And also, I would say, to a deeper extent this time around. The line also brings you the gift of acceptance, positive feedback, good news, the go-ahead, the okay, the green light to move forward with the things that you love to do. And this is an important time. I would also say that because of the rider, you might want to take a proactive approach with this. So as soon as you get the go-ahead, move forward with it, run with it. And I would also say really embrace your sense of joy and optimism, express gratitude, enjoy this feeling of being blessed in this. Now, I have to say that apart possibly from the heart, which can be a general card as well, the line doesn't really tell us in which area of your life this could be happening. So really, it's going to depend on your specifics. It could be happening on the job, with someone, anywhere, in your home, in some kind of social environment, or maybe you're applying for something and you get the positive feedback, the news, the okay. The heart and rider, they can be associated with people, so perhaps the theme of love and relationships, or maybe even friendships is coming through. There is a sense of tenderness to the line, a sense of lightness and joy that we're seeing in the line. Very beautiful. So definitely the gift of the green light, the okay, the acceptance, the positive feedback is ahead. And also, or alternatively, someone's return to seal and anchor the relationship. A very, very beautiful set of cards. Let us see what is gift number 2 that is coming your way. This is the Silhouettes deck. This is my own deck. And let's deal these cards I saw aside on the back of the deck. Again, breakthroughs, and probably also a sense of release. Oh, here's the anchor again. A sense of release. So the idea of releasing yourself from limitations could be, here it is again. Here it is again. So definitely a sense of releasing yourself, breaking free, removing limitations. And you know what? I'm going to add to this, because of the flowers, creativity could be at play. Okay, so really don't judge yourself with your creativity. Just give yourself elbow room to explore, release yourself from limitations, and don't feel like you're held down. Although this would be in contrast with the anchor, but it's really on the other side of this, where you land in your heart here, your things that are meaningful to you. So very much an invitation to to release yourself, to give yourself elbow room to express yourself. Okay, let's see. Second line, here's the rider again. And the cross again. Oh, interesting line. Interesting line. So really it's this part that jumps out to me. And this can mean a move or a change of location, because the coffin and house could be the end of a place, and with the mountain it can be in like a different place, sometimes a different city or a different country. So we'll see that the earlier part of the line brings a proposal and an invitation, and so this will lead you to end the current foundation. You know, it's really interesting that we have the anchor and house on top of each other, and I'm not reading these cards like a tableau, but these three cards here, they seem to point to your foundations. And then we saw the scythe a couple of times, like I got this scythe as a sign in the deck. You could really be uprooting something in your life, and there is a gift of liberation that comes through with that. Definitely in this part, we are looking at an ending of sorts. It's going to depend on you. The most literal way of looking at these cards is a change of location, a change of residence, where you end your involvement in a certain place and you move on to another one. And you could be moving to a different place abroad. That is possible. If not literally like that, this is a review of your foundations, or something, or a group or a team, or possibly even a job you were part of for a while comes to an end. And it comes to an end because of this proposal that comes through. The rider is a messenger card like we saw in the first line. The ring is a connection, a commitment. It can also be a contract. And yes, it can be a relationship, but let's hold off on this theme for a bit. And then the cross and moon. The moon is specifically a card of honors, appreciation, and also proposals. So when we see it with these cards, it's very clear to me that you get an offer. And the cross is a card that makes it all the more important, just like we saw here. We're seeing the cross twice. You know, there's like a life thing going on here, where you could be at crossroads, revising your foundations, releasing yourself from certain limitations. I'm seeing quite a lot of energy being unleashed here, and with the creativity. Oh, and on top of that, the moon is also a creativity card. It's associated with the feminine and so on. So these two are on top of each other. And again, I'm not reading this as a tableau, but it's more like the signs. So the second gift is a gift of honors and appreciation, 1, and 2, a proposal. A gift of a proposal. And this aligns pretty well with the top row, because it might be a similar thing going on here. And there is also the gift of an ending, a move, a change of residence is possible, but definitely the end of a phase is coming through the moon and coffin. That's how I take these cards to mean when they come together. Because of the cycles of the moon, waning, waxing, and so on, when I see it with the coffin, it's like, a completion of a moon cycle. So by extension, it's a completion of a cycle, the completion of a phase that comes in the wake of a new offer, a proposal that I think you're going to embrace, that you're going to take up. And this can lead to a move, quite in a straightforward physical move kind of way, or it means a deep change in your foundations and what you've been building so far. So again, you know, with the cross here, this is a bigger deal than just like good news. You know, it's something that has implications over the longer term probably, and also on your life in a bigger, deeper way. Yes, we can read these cards as a relationship element here. The Rider and Ring can mean a new relationship or a relationship, and the Cross and Moon points to a deepening element at play here, deepening energies, and also strong attraction, chemistry, and maybe even a soul connection kind of thing going on between the Cross and Moon. They're both spiritual cards. You know, the Cross is about deep life lessons and destiny, karma, and things like that. And the Moon is intuitive, psychic. You know, so when we see them together, this can be a soul connection that we are seeing through the Rider and Ring. Now with the Coffin, House, and Mountain in this interpretation, this can mean, again, a move or a change. Perhaps at this point you are maybe moving in together. Maybe you're looking to build something for the longer term that causes you to change your current state of affairs, changes your situation. I think what is coming through the cross as well is a sense of priority. So I think you're going to prioritize the relationship over other matters like your current home base, maybe some connections abroad, you know, in order to nurture this relationship. It's also possible that someone leaves or is absent for a while, but that's not really the gift element. We can interpret the cards across many levels, but we are answering a specific question here, and that is, what is the gift that is coming your way? So like I said, an offer, a proposal comes your way. It can be a proposal of work or anything else, but there is also a nicely strong element here pointing to a proposal of love or a relationship. And whatever this proposal is, it does lead to a change in your current base. This can mean a move, a change of residence, and it can mean a change in your foundations. So it looks like you could be, you know, reinventing a part of your life or moving into a new chapter. We saw the gift of endings and phases and completions and cycles. The Ring is also a cycle card because it's circular, you know. So there is that element that comes through. So we are seeing a natural transition into a new beginning that comes in the wake of a beautiful proposal here. One that is of deeper importance to you at this stage. So really, this line has deeper energies, you know. This is you being in tune with the cycles of your life, with the phases of your life, and with this relationship, if this is about a relationship. This is things getting a bit more serious, deeper. They imply bigger changes, deeper visions of where you stand right now and where you will be later on, whether that is physical or metaphorical. You also get the gift of honors and appreciation. So other people appreciate what you do, your contribution. So there is a sense of recognition that comes into play as well. And in this sense, this can mean a change for you. I just got an intuition that in the context of work, it can mean something like a promotion, you know, where you got some, you know, you did really well, you're appreciated for that, and it's time to move on to a new phase because you've achieved, you know, so much. So beautiful, beautiful line. Let's now move into gift number 3. And for this line, this third line, I am using the Mystical Lenormand deck. This is a really interesting deck. I think the cards are both upright and reversed in here. There's no reverse in Lenormand, not in my system, not in the classical system anyway. So I'm just going to turn them over as they land. No, they're all reversed. No reverse. Here's another rider. And another heart and a beautiful tree. Lovely cards. We've got the whip. The whip is a challenging card. We have the ring on top of the ring. And again, this is not about reading the cards in a tableau, but really the signs. Another ring and the bear, rider, bird, heart, and tree. Beautiful. So it's almost as though the whip is insignificant. I don't know if this surprises you that I say that, but everything else in the line is pointing to nurturing love, nurturing happy feelings, and a really positive message across these cards. It's really just the whip that is a challenging card, and it does come next to the ring. So this can mean a conflict or an argument, or something comes up. But it could also mean breaking off a promise, or breaking a contract, or releasing yourself from an involvement. And this might be the thing that you need to do. And we've seen the scythe as a sign also in your cards a couple of times. So in the wake of this separation, there is a beautiful unfolding here. And I really love the tree at the end of the line. The tree is a card of peacefulness, and it is wise, it has deep roots, it is calm. So it's like you have strong foundations. And this is interesting because we saw earlier that you could be revising your foundations. You could be making changes, releases, moves. So it's like here in this line, you land. Now that is beautiful. And we saw this landing energy in the top line as well. So it's a bit like you find yourself, the gift of finding yourself. But let's back up a little bit. We've got the bear and rider and the bird. So the rider and bird are messenger cards. This is news, like we saw at the top row as well. And the heart and tree is a beautiful pair. So obviously this is very good news. It is news that you can build on, or information or knowledge, communication that answers your hopes, your wishes. And there is something really reassuring about the cards. It's probably the energy of the tree. But the bear is also a strong card. So it can represent anything important, or make the relationship here important, or the news important. And it's also someone in a position of power. So there's a lot of strength here. And I also think there is an element of being vocal, especially with the whip. So I've seen this in other lines as well. There is that sense of bringing something out into the open, and it does create a sense of relief, mainly through the rider that moves forward, and it is the card in the middle. This is big news, this is important news, and what comes out of it is a deep sense of connection. I would say also a deep sense of security, self-confidence. Like I said, really finding yourself. And I would say that we can also look at the whip and ring as suggesting that you need to break free from limitations. So get out of involvements that are not working for you, and that is definitely a gift. With the bear, it's a sense of courage, the courage that you need to do this, to say no more, and moving on. With the rider and bird, both movement cards, sometimes travel, and then really landing on what you want, what makes you happy. So really, a straightforward way to read this, and in a way that makes sense, is really get out of the things that are stressing you out and just do the things that make you happy. And honestly, it can take quite a bit of courage to do that. And that is one great gift. So having the courage to say that you're going to stop doing the things that aren't working for you, that are stressing you out, that you don't like, and that you're going to pursue the things that you do like, I think this is going to bring you into a sense of wisdom and peace and really feeling in tune with your life and with yourself and the things that you want. Now, obviously, we can read these cards in terms of a relationship. And in this sense, like I mentioned, if there's a conflict or something that comes up, there's a good reason for it. I would say the bear encourages you not to back away from a tough conversation, because on the other side of this, there is like a renewal and a landing. And you know what? The heart and tree here are very much like the anchor and heart here. They're both about finding yourself, like with your heart inside of you, and also they are very good cards for a secure and solid relationship. So if there's a tough conversation that needs to be had, have it. Don't back away from it. Don't shy away from it, because on the other side of this is a new sense of understanding and a deeper connection, and I would also say a more genuine connection. So it's very much the gift of honesty, the gift of being present with the issue and having that tough conversation, and also the gift of healing and understanding and trust. So very, very beautiful cards for a relationship. The cards are also not really theme specific, or they're flexible. Yes, the ring and heart bring up relationships, but it could also be an involvement. So for example, on the job, the same kind of unfolding is happening, where you're going to stop working at a job that you don't like and you're going to work at a job that you do like. And this is an amazing gift. Really, the bear encourages you to step up to this. I think it starts with being honest about what isn't working for you and making changes accordingly, and having the courage to make these changes. And I would say from a deeper spiritual sense or angle, the gift is really the courage, because the results, they come, but this willingness, that's a gift. It's like the first leap of faith, the step that you're going to take, that first little bit that is going to open up what comes through the rest of the actions here, as we're seeing in these cards. So these are some really beautiful cards to see. 3 lovely gifts for you. In the first, we saw the gift of a return, of a renewal, and also getting the positive feedback that is going to lead you to a new sense of foundation and trust in the relationship. The second gift is a proposal that leads to a major change, possibly a move straight up. And it is also a gift of cycles, moving forward, chapters, opening, closing and opening. And there was a relationship element also at play, which comes back up in the third line. And in the third line, we see the gift of courage that comes to you to help you remove yourself from what you don't like and pursue the things that you do like, whether this is a job or a project or your hobbies. It can apply across the board. When it comes to relationships, the line is slightly different. It is the gift of understanding, of communication, of being willing to have a tough conversation, and the gift of healing and bringing the relationship back together in a new foundation of trust, just sort of like what we saw in the top line. So this is a beautiful set of cards. I've really enjoyed talking through the gifts and interpreting the cards as a gift coming your way. I've really enjoyed this. Let me know if you have. I haven't done this format before, so I'm really looking forward to your comments. And Lenormand's cards never cease to amaze me with, how much they can offer. And if you're interested in this method, I am probably one of the few, or the few people who offer an end-to-end master program to really learn the cards in depth. And I've got a whole lot of other resources as well, all linked in the description box, in addition to the link to my private reading menu. And of course, the cards that I use here, are also linked in case you want to purchase them and maybe kickstart your amazing Lenormand journey. So again, I am so looking forward to your comments. I hope you leave me a couple. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I am so looking forward to our next reading together. And until then, take very good care of yourself.